connection is low. Okay, there it goes. Happy Friday. I wanted to talk to you about health and women and the connection between disempowering relationships, abusive relationships, and breast cancer. I'm seeing it more and more. That's why I'm talking about it more and more. And I saw another one of my friends that I went to school with in her 40s being diagnosed with breast cancer. And like that's scary, right? That's scary. Let me see if somebody jumps on because I'm not seeing anybody. Cool. There you are. I have to make sure that people can see me. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself and that's boring. Okay. So in this video, I want to talk about the connection between abusive relationships and breast cancer. I'm seeing it more and more. And so like I was saying, another friend of mine that I went to school with in her 40s, approaching 50s, diagnosed with breast cancer. This is not the first one. Unfortunately, this won't be the last one. And so when I saw that post, it jolted me. So initially I was going to talk about answering your questions today, and I'll do that. I'll do that over the weekend, but I wanted to tackle this topic because here is the thing. You're so cute, Tina. Thank you. Here's the thing. If we don't love ourselves, which when we talk about self-love, like I used to think I knew what self-love was. I thought because I got my hair done and my nails done, that was loving myself. That is self-care. There's a huge difference between self-care and self-love. So let me clarify that first before I dive into where the connection between abusive relationships and breast cancer is. Self-love is what you say to yourself, like the conversations you have within yourself. Self-love is a daily practice. It's something that you do for yourself internally and externally. Self-care is the hair and the nails and the clothes. That's caring about yourself. Remember when you were in like high school and you had the boyfriend and you were like, I care about you, but I don't love you, right? Like, I don't want to see you get hit by a truck, but I also don't want to marry you. That's the difference. So when you think about, do I love myself? You think about, what is the conversation that I have with myself in my head? Am I being kind to myself? Or am I criticizing myself? Am I judging myself? Am I so critical of what I say, what I do? What are people going to think about me? And blah, 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 blah. That's what's spinning around in your head. So that's why in the post I said, be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself nicely. That is self-love. The care part is the outer part only. Okay, so now that we have that clarified, I hope. If not, let me know and I will dive deeper into it. Now, when we talk about abusive relationships, the first thing that I want you to know is that the reason why we attract abusive relationships, well, there's a few reasons, but one of the main reasons why we attract abusive relationships is because we are abusive to ourselves. So ask yourself this question, because this is the question that I ask myself. If I truly and deeply loved myself, would I have endured 22 years of a toxic relationship, of an abusive relationship? Would I have endured, if I truly and deeply love myself, would I have endured the treatment? Because remember, I didn't know that I was in an abusive relationship. I did not know that I was married to a narcissist. I didn't know. And I want to always share that and reiterate that because there's so many of us that don't know. We make excuses for him. Messed up family, blah, 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 blah. No, he's abusive. You're being abused. That's the truth. So now let's tie all of this together with how the abusive relationships connected to breast cancer. So whenever there is a dis-ease in our bodies, there is always a direct link of how and why we got that. Not in a relationship at all. That you're just the self-abuse that you do to yourself could be one of the reasons why. And here's the other thing. When there's that self-abuse, it's 9 times out of 10 because we come from abusive homes. So abuse comes in many, many forms. There's not just physical, there's not just sexual. There's many forms of abuse. There's emotional, there's mental, there's psychological, there's financial, there's all these different types of abuse. It's not. Again, this is where the confusion may come in or the disconnect may come in. So when we have a dis-ease in our bodies, we have to ask ourselves, we have to talk to ourselves, because here's the thing, your body is always, always talking to you. Always, always, always. Those chronic headaches that you get, that's telling you something. The stomach pains, the stomach issues that you have, always telling you something. Your body's always telling you something. Listen to your body. Ask your. I'm going to share with you a few questions that you can talk to your body about. And journaling is great. This is such a great tool for you to use. So you can verbally have this conversation with yourself, or you can pen to paper. I always say pen to paper is so amazing because let me tell you, when you journal, especially when you ask these empowering questions, you'd be amazed at what comes up while you're journaling. So you can ask yourself, so for example, my friend who was diagnosed with breast cancer, I told her, why is this showing up? Why is this showing up? So if you have something as simple as chronic headaches, why is this showing up? I know when I was in my relationship, I had chronic headaches, stomach issues, depression, and anxiety. Guess what Denise doesn't have anymore? Chronic headaches, stomach issues, anxiety, and depression. And guess what? No medication. No medication to cure all of that. So ask yourself these questions. Talk to yourself. Why is this showing up? Let's use chronic headaches or depression or whatever. Why is this showing up? What am I supposed to learn from this? When you put pen to paper, you'll be amazed at what shows up. So pay attention to your body. It's always telling you something. The extra weight, the chronic headaches, the stomach issues, the back pain, the this, the that. When you keep ignoring these things that are popping up, that's when it manifests into something worse. So your body is always giving you these little. I want to take you on a little journey for a second. I want you to imagine, so if you're a female, I want you to imagine you have 3 daughters in front of you. If you're a guy, imagine you have 3 sons in front of you. And 2 of your children are so dang near close to perfect, it's insane. So your 2, I'm going to use female because that's who I coach. Your 2 daughters are so close to perfect, it's wild, right? They set the table without you asking. They do their homework on their own. They're really good kids. They're super respectful, blah, 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 blah. Good, good girls. And then you got that one, right? You got that one kid who knows how to try your patience. She knows how to work your last nerve. But it's not because she doesn't love you or she doesn't like you. That's just who she is. So now my question to you is, would you take that one daughter and lock her down in the basement and not raise her with the other 2 daughters? Most of the time, I get a no for an answer. Thank God. Because I did get a yes one time and I was like, no, you wouldn't. But here's the thing. That's what we do to ourselves. So the 3 daughters represent 3 versions of you. This is deep. Stay with me. Not pay attention. Stay with me. So the parts of you that you like, that you accept, that you love, are the parts of you that you will blast out onto social media, that you will tell everybody about, that you will just announce at the top of your lungs. But the parts of you that you don't like or that you can't see are the parts of you that you push down, you resist, you deny down in the basement, okay? So obviously this is metaphorically. So when we do that, here's how life works. So the parts of you that you don't like, that you've stuffed down in the basement, that you don't like, that you resist, she's always going to show up in life, and she's always going to let you know that she's there. This is the part of you that needs your attention. This is the part. She lets you know in undesirable ways, i.e., relationship issues, financial issues, dis-ease in the body. She will always let you know she's there. So the key to this is to love. That's why I talk about self-love. All of you, even the parts that you don't like, even the parts that you in this moment may be ashamed of or feel guilty of or be embarrassed about or have fear around or are angry about. That's okay. It's okay to have these emotions around these parts of you. All you have to do is bring, metaphorically, here we go, bring her up from the basement and love her, accept her. And when she feels safe enough, when she feels loved enough, she will go and be with the others. And that's how you become whole. That's how you love yourself completely. All the way. Not just the parts of you that you're willing to blast on social media. All of it. The whole thing. Otherwise, she's always going to let you know she's there. And we don't want that to happen, because that's when the dis-ease pops up in the body. It'll come on subtle. So it may be just like I was saying, maybe it's stomach issues. Maybe it's just, a headache here or there. But it will happen. It always happens. This is how life works. So in conclusion, I need like a whiteboard and draw this out. I've actually been thinking about that and going and switching to YouTube. But anyway, so pay attention to your body. So here's my tips that I want to give to you. A, pay attention to your body. B, ask yourself those questions. Okay. C, journal, pen to paper. Ask yourself these questions on a notepad. Okay, just grab a paper and just start writing and say, why is this showing up for me? What do I need to learn? Because remember, life is always here for you. Life is not happening to you. This is not a punishment. This is not you were bad or you did something in the past and now you're going to pay for it. That's not what this is about. This is happening for you to teach you something. That's what it is, truly. So another question that you could ask, this applies for anything across the board. If I truly and deeply loved myself, would I ... fill in the blank. So would I put this McDonald's Big Mac in my mouth and eat it? Would I stay in this undesirable relationship? Would I, and then fill in the blank. That is a great question for you to ask for anything, because it applies for all of it. So use these tips that I give you. If you have any questions about this, please PM me and let me know. This is a big part of the reason why I'm so passionate about when it comes to health. And I didn't talk about health for a long time. I'm not a health coach. I'm an empowerment coach. I'm a self-love coach. So, but now I'm realizing like it's all connected. So in the second module of Connections Academy, we're going to spend 3 months talking about health. Mental, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. We're going to talk about all aspects of health. And I'm going to dive really deep into this so that you fully understand. Also, if I could give you one tip about health and about how you can heal yourself, Louise If you don't know who Louise Hay is, look her up. She wrote a book called You Can Heal Your Life. You Can Heal Your Life. I think that's the title of it. But if you just look her up, she has this book. This is the book that we're going to use in Connections Academy. And she had, if you don't know who Louise Hay and her story, like, please look her up, go on YouTube, whatever. She's amazing. She healed her, I think she had cervical cancer. I believe it was cervical cancer. She healed her cancer. So don't think just because maybe you have this diagnosis of whatever that it's the end, it's over, it's done. No. Give all of the parts of you the love and attention and acceptance that you desire. The little girl in you, the little boy in you, give that part of you the attention that it needs, and you'll see miracles happen. You got to believe. You got to believe in this. You got to be open to this. If you don't, and I know, like, sometimes I just get on here and I get super, super deep right away. That's because the affected or easy bite-sized pieces for you, so you can understand if you're not at this level. But everything that I share with you is absolutely so important, so valuable for your life. It's for your life. So that's why we talk about health for 6 calls in Connections Academy. It is the second module in Connections Academy. The first module is self-love. Duh! Of course we're going to talk about self-love in the beginning, right? And when you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, holy shit, it makes sense. We're all connected. This is, I do this for this and I get this with this. It's all here for you. It's all here for you. You are not meant to be born, work 9 to 5, live for the weekends, pay taxes, and die. That is not why you're here. I promise you, that's not why you're here. You're here for way bigger things than that. So if you're ready to dive deep into what you are really meant to be here for, PM me. All right, everybody, have an amazing weekend. I'll get to those questions, I promise. I got some really, really good questions. If you have a topic that you want me to cover, if you have a question that you want me to answer, send me a PM, let me know, and I will answer it for you. Bye.